All right, you guys, welcome to the Charlotte Beauty Universe, where you can be talented, beautiful, a businesswoman, in your own right shape and form. Where you speak to people, have fun with people, meet and greet people, and able to play out the heart of your life, able to be authentically you. Solid beauty, you solidified. Welcome to the CBU, y'all. Enjoy the ride. Hello, everybody. My name's Charlotte Franklin. A lot of you probably do not know me, but it's okay. It's okay, because I'm going to let everybody get to know me and who I am, what I stand for, and all of that beauty. Welcome to the CBU, y'all. Welcome to the Charlotte Beauty Universe. I'm sorry if I say that crazy, but you know my mouth be moving a certain type of way, so y'all gonna have to just get used to that. So I'm basically here, just kind of getting like a little interview, kind of giving a little feel for what I'm about to do, because I'm about to get mad consistent, y'all, and I need everybody to be on and tuning into what I'm doing. Regardless of whoever you like, whoever you follow and subscribe and follow here. I'm telling you some life-changing, game-changing stuff coming from this 19-year-old on this street. So let's go ahead and get started.
So who's Charlotte Franklin?
I feel like to describe me at my root and in my core, I like to always first describe myself as a very honest person. I feel like that's where it begins, like honest, kind of goofy. I just recently been claiming goofy, and I feel like just genuine, just mad genuine. But at the same time, like there's a lot of beasts in there. I try to defend for a lot of different things, like a lot of lioness kind of energy. But Charlotte Franklin really is. I'm really just a person who's really trying to develop and grow myself to the best of abilities. Really trying to be all that I can be in the name of God, and in the fact that like there's this desire to be the best at my league and at my gift and at my talent, and to really give a lot of myself into what I do, because I feel strong about who I am and what I am and who I'm trying to be, and I'm just trying to give that and deliver that.
Can you tell us more about your brand? Like, what is your brand about? What is CBU?
So the CBU, I love that abbreviation. It's called the Charlotte as in my name, Beauty as in beautiful, beauty, universe. It's basically a universe full of beautiful people who've been through rapes and abuse, or people who's mad privileged, who's grown up with money their whole life, or people who are from different backgrounds, or whatever the story is. It doesn't matter if the story is lame or incredible or horrendous. It doesn't matter what the story is. People with stories who are like, I want to tell my story, my testimony, who are like, I am beautiful too, who I am who I say I am, and I'm ready to take charge of my life no matter what. And I think that's beautiful, and I think that's why I love what I do. Like I love taking people's stories and allowing other people to see the story. Whether I'm writing or giving slam poetry and what I think's the human condition has going on, or I'm doing another interview with somebody else in my chair, that is my main focus, to give everybody the voice to say, hey, this is me at this moment, especially Christian voices and Black voices and female voices, because that's just who I am. Like that's, when those are things at your core, you promote that the most. But like really anyone who's like, okay, I've been through this part and that part, but look, I have developed and blossomed into a better growing person. The CBU is for growing people. I really love that. The CBU is for growing people who are like, hey, I am beautiful regardless of the backlash, the pain, the hurt, or regardless of where I'm at now. I need better. I want better. I want to see better. Can I be around better people? Can I be around more beautiful people?
Can you tell us a story about like what inspired your brand?
See, my brand came from many ideas. Like I feel like I was inspired in my heart first. Like I don't know what it was. Ninth grade, I got this crazy idea. And, I would even just call it just God at this point, because a lot of things happened to me naturally. I naturally was eager and desired. I naturally was hungry for it and had a knack for it. I had this teacher that loved me very much, and she allowed me to be honest and pure about who I was. And she allowed me to have that kind of crazy faith. I feel like in ninth grade at the age of 15, my crazy faith really kicked in. And I was like, I would tell my teacher when all school was over, I had a 7 period in the school day. I was like, I want to make a brand. I want to put a brand with my face on it or something like that. And I'm gonna sell bundles of clothes. I'm gonna buy the clothes in bulk, and I'm gonna sell headbands and sweatpants and jackets and stuff. And I want to sell a brand, and I want to go by the name Charletto at the time because a friend gave it to me. He was like, Charlotte's too long. I'm gonna name you Charletto, like Charlotte with stilettos. And that it kind of happened like that. Which if you guys want to call me Charletto, I'm cool with that. And she was like, okay, well, how you gonna do it? That's all I needed. How somebody to believe in me and say, okay, how you gonna do it? So I had that already natural entrepreneurial spirit, that idea. And then I got around a friend who was selling lip gloss, and she was inspirational to me. And the way she was grinding and doing, getting TikTok famous and things like that. And I was like, okay, business is within me. I like this. I like business. I like this. And then getting around my cousin, and he was doing music, and I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna do music. And it started off fun, and then it became divine when God was like giving me lyrics to write for him, and it inspired based upon people and different experiences. But the very first defined experience that really started this brand was I was sitting outside of my middle school. I was sitting around these other females, and they were talking about them being victims of an abuse, a rape. And they was talking to me, and they were talking to each other. Well, you can't really do nothing, and confiding in each other, or this person um grabbed me, or this person da da da. And they was talking like this is supposed to be normal, like having a two-parent household is not supposed to be normal. That's normal, really. Having money in your home, that's normal, really. That's what's supposed to be normal, not the abuse and all those things. So at 13, I was just dreaming about it and fabricating it and making it into movies in my head until the point I remember I was in the car with my dad. I said, Daddy, I think I'm going to write a book. And I didn't write a book like an autobiography or still their stories. It just kind of branched off of the inspiration of that. And I created my book called Be Beautiful. Book one of the Solid Beauty collection. And with this book, like I wrote my own girl who went through this kind of abuse and kind of fabricated my idea, especially my idea back then of the Black experience was not as large and vast as my idea of the Black experience now. So sometimes I cringe reading my book at 13-year-old me, and I'm wondering what 19-year-old me is gonna really write. What 19-year-old me or 20-year-old me is gonna write, and I hope it's so much better, so much cleaner when I write part two and put those out. And with that, I was able to write this book and really see myself fold into stories and things like that. And in that year, seventh grade year at 13, like I also found out I'm a poet. And I did poetry on women. And I did a poem called Potential. So that's what really started CBU, as a collection of experiences and other people's experience and wisdom, learning from other people's experience, and just getting ideas and inspiration. Like, what if I did this? What if I did this? What if I did this? And throughout all my high school years, going through the confusion of how do I translate who I am into the world, I was figuring out and reanalyzing and recreating plans on how do I express this to the world, on how I feel about a lot of unnormal things that people was trying to condone normal. And that's where I feel like the Charlotte Beauty universe really came from. And when I was creating this book and I found my father's book, Solid Beauty, that's when the name, the beautiful and solid beauty really became so important. The name solid beauty and the meaning and identity behind that.
Can you talk more about your solid beauties, like your followers, your group?
So as I grow, because I plan to produce this content, I don't care if it's 3 people on here getting blessed. I really don't care about numbers right now. I really care about just producing quality. Solid beauty to my dad was just compliments of the African American woman, saying that she's beautiful, saying that she is the envy of the ball, saying that she was incredible, saying that she was elegant, saying that she was ladylike, which honestly contradicts everything about bad B culture or about I'm the illest or boss lady culture, which I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a boss or you shouldn't feel like you the it girl, but like it's done in such a unclassy, unfit way. But and so it kind of like his like poem was kind of went against that kind of grain. It was like she was beautiful and put on a pedestal, and so for me to write a book where it was like it felt like she was not that, but using his poems to prove that she was that, it was kind of crazy because when I think of solid beauties, I think of a lot of people who are solidified and they're beautiful, who thought they weren't this, but now are reclaiming themselves, are inspired by their own lives to say, I am that, and to say I am solidified in my beauty. I am beautiful within, beautiful without. I am solid beauty. I am she. I am the gold that makes a carrot shine. Things like that that was said in his poems. Like I am who I say I am, regardless of what the world tried to tell me I was. And it kind of just goes. It's solid. Being a solid beauty kind of goes against the whole entire grain and trajectory of what the world says you are. It allows a woman or a person to really just find out what is their own unique, beautiful. It's a way to say this is my authenticity. This is my version of solid beauty. Like if you can't understand that, it's cool because I'm gonna still give that.
And what would you say as you're wrapping it up? What last final words or thoughts would you like to leave to this CBU community?
Um, so all of my solid beauties, part of the Charlotte Beauty universe, I just want to say I'm honored to give myself away. I feel like for a long time I was figuring out how to give myself away. Even though I'm only 19, like I had a lot of dreams, I had a lot of visions for myself. So to come on here to actually express like who I am or what I'm about to do and who I'm about to put on here, like is an honor. I want all of you guys to feel like you guys are beautiful and are solidified in yourselves. I want all of you guys to be inspired by the people I'm about to put on this channel who are just from my hometown, just regular, smuggler people. I hope all of you guys get inspired by how I am with my lives, by my poetry, by my music, by me just having little sit down girl chats, by me and my best friend's relationship. Like you do not have to be everybody out here. You really don't. You have to find your own path, your own way for you. And understand that being good and being chill, like that should be normal and it's okay. Like you don't have to be out here wilding like everybody else. But being chill can still be fun. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like you can be Christian and having a lot of fun. You know what I mean? So it don't always be. Sometimes it really get a little popping. So I just want you guys to be able to like see something different, see somebody different, and to really find and see yourself and be yourself. Like we don't have enough people with authenticity, and authenticity don't mean you just out there just wearing crazy mismatched clothes or something like that and calling it something new. Like, what are you doing? Like authenticity is just like, what do you bring to the table? What is that essence that nobody else can really give but you? Even if you two got the same style, same culture. So, I really hope you guys, solid beauties, really just fall in love with what I got to do and who I am and everything that this is gonna embody. Cause this is gonna embody a lot of y'all. Like y'all are definitely gonna be the inspiration. Like I want to be like Oprah. There's no difference between me and the audience. No difference between me and you. We just people talking and conversing. Really, you in the comment section conversing. I'm conversing through the video. Like we're having a conversation about a lot of different things that don't have conversations. And I'm so honored that I'm putting myself in this position, that God has put me in a lot of different places and